This has been a long trip. I'm ready for a rest.
Yeah, I can't wait to get back to cooking. I have some great new Pokémon food ideas.
How about some ash food, too? All this traveling is really... Hey, look, an Absol!
Absol!
I wonder what it's doing here.
Yeah, Absol don't come down from the mountains often. Isn't it said that Absol appear to foretell natural disasters?
In that case, maybe we should follow it away from here.
Whoa!
You think the earthquake was a natural disaster?
Yeah, I think that's a good guess. Hey, look over there!
That wasn't there before. Awesome!
Not so awesome. How are we going to get across? It's going to take forever to walk all the way around this. Absol.
Whoa, good thing Absol warned us, so we moved away from that.
I'll say. Wow, all these changes happened so fast. 1 second there's a giant crater in front of us, next second it's gone. Do you think that's normal?
I'm not really sure, but it looks like things are okay now. Maybe Siara can explain things a little better. I'll call her.
Hey, what's up? You're both looking a little dusty.
We just saw some crazy stuff. First, there was an earthquake that split open a big crack in the ground. Then all this dirt and rocks fell down a hill and filled it back up.
It's like the world kept changing every few seconds. What is up with that?
What's up is the land around you is always changing. Sometimes the changes are slow and take a long time for you to notice. Sometimes, though, big events can make the landscape around you change in a flash.
Like earthquakes, right?
Yeah. Picture this. Huge plates of land are floating in the ocean. Long ago, some of them ran into each other. Those two plates are still pressing against each other. Every so often, the pressure builds up so much that the plates push away from each other.
Slide in different directions?
Uh-huh. Sometimes one piece might slide up, so now there's a shelf where the land had once been even. Other times, the land can stay on the same level, but one might move forward and the other can move back.
What about the shaking?
Think about what happens when you drop a pebble into a pool. You can see waves of water rolling away from where you drop the pebble. The waves move fast and frequently at first, then slow down as they get further and further from the pebble. That's similar to what happens with the land. The line that's created where the two big plates of land meet is called a fault line. As the plates of land push against each other, they create a lot of energy. When they finally slide away from each other, the energy is released in forms of waves. The place where the plates slide away from each other, where the earthquake starts, is called the epicenter. The waves of energy travel up and down the line, away from the epicenter of the quake, just like the waves that come from the pebble in the water.
Wow, so earthquakes can change the land where the earthquake began, but the waves can shake things around too.
That's right, and things can shake again after the earthquake. An aftershock is caused by shifting or adjustments around the fault lines where the first earthquake occurred. They can happen hours, days, or even years after the first earthquake.
Is that what caused the landslide that we saw soon after?
Not exactly. The earthquake also shakes loose soil and rock. If that happens on a mountain, hill, or any kind of incline, then all that stuff will come rolling down.
So all the stuff that came down and filled in the big crack there was from a landslide?
Right. And landslides don't just follow earthquakes. Sometimes they come after volcanic eruptions, too.
Are volcanic eruptions caused by plates moving around, too?
Actually, a different kind of pressure. Deep below the surface of the land, it's really, really hot. It's so hot that rock can actually melt. The melted rock is called magma. Sometimes the pressure in an area will build up so much that magma will burst through the surface of the earth. Then the lava...
Wait, doesn't lava flow out of volcanoes?
Nice one. Melted rock below the surface of the land is called magma. When it comes out above ground, it's called lava. The lava explodes above the surface of the land and cools off. It cools into rock. After a while, the cooled lava builds up. Sometimes the explosions will form a steep, sloping mountain. Sometimes it will spread out to form a large area of land. Whole islands that people live on have been formed from cooled lava.
But do the volcanoes keep erupting? I wouldn't want to live on a mountain like that.
It varies. Some volcanoes erupt every month. Some might erupt only once every 100 years. Every eruption isn't huge. Sometimes a small amount of lava might just bubble up to the surface and flow out a small distance. Big eruptions, though, can really just go and go. Then look out. Everything in its path will be covered with lava.
So, how do you know if it's safe?
Scientists are learning a lot about volcanoes and can predict their eruptions pretty well, though not all the time. There are also some positive effects from volcanic eruptions.
Like what?
In areas near volcanoes, the high amount of heat below the ground can be used as energy. Ash from lava makes soil really healthy.
Well, that's good, because I was beginning to think that oceans are a better place to hang.
Actually, there are earthquakes and volcanoes in the ocean, too.
But it's water.
But think about what's below all that water. The ocean floor is land, too, just like the land we live on. When an earthquake happens or a volcano erupts below in the ocean, the water around it is displaced and starts to move. Think of what happens if you shake a bowl of water or suddenly plunge your hand into it.
You'd get waves?
Right, Brock?
See? She's impressed.
Sure. So the ocean earthquakes and volcanoes make these giant waves?
Not at first. These giant waves, called tsunami waves, start out in the center of the ocean and might be only a few feet tall. They look like ordinary waves, but they travel really fast, as much as 500 miles per hour. When they get close to shore, though, the shallow water slows them down. The waves behind them have a chance to catch up. Suddenly, they combine to build into a giant wall of water that crashes onto the land.
That sounds really dangerous. Can you predict tsunamis?
Tsunamis are incredibly destructive. They can wash away forests and shorelines, so scientists sure are trying. Equipment that's used to measure earthquake activity on land is also used in some areas of the ocean to try to predict tsunamis. And of course, if an earthquake does occur on land, then everyone is alerted to the possibility of a tsunami.
Wow! So it's helpful to know all the wild things that can happen on land and in the ocean, so you know what to look out for.
That's exactly right. By studying these events, scientists can better help people. Now, let's see how much you know about these events and the changes they can cause. Which event's main cause is plates of land pushing against each other? Click on the answer. Right. When plates of land push against each other and build up a lot of pressure, they can slide away from each other, causing earthquakes. Which event happens when water in the ocean is disturbed? Click on the answer. Right. Tsunamis occur when water in the ocean is displaced and becomes waves that roll towards land. Which event happens when melted rock bursts out of the earth? Click on the answer. You've got it. Rock melts below the surface of the earth and pressure can cause it to explode above the surface of the land. Which of these events is caused by underwater earthquakes or volcanoes? Click on the answer. Right. Tsunamis are caused by earthquakes or volcanic eruptions underwater. Which of these events does not involve a fault line? Click on the answer. That's it. Earthquakes both above ground and underwater take place at fault lines where plates of land meet. Which event produces new rock? Click on the answer. Great! Volcanic eruptions take melted rock under the surface called magma and sends it above the earth where it becomes a material called lava. The lava cools into rock. Which event can wash away a forest? Right. A tsunami's waves can rush toward land and wash away a forest in seconds.
Earthquakes, volcanoes, and tsunamis all happen really fast. Can you help me put the steps in order for each one? Look at these steps that happen before, during, and after an earthquake. Click and drag each step into place.
Good job! That's right! You got it! You go! Good job!
Look at these steps that happen before, during, and after a volcanic eruption. Click and drag each step into place.
You got it! You go! Good job! Awesome! Good job!
Look at these steps that happen before, during, and after a tsunami. Click and drag each step into place.
You got it! You go! You got it! Good job! That's right! Right on! That was great! Now let's look at the changes that happen because of these events. Click on 3 changes that happen as a result of earthquakes. You got it! Click on 3 changes that happen as a result of volcanic eruptions. Awesome! Click on 2 changes that happen as a result of tsunamis. You go!
Earthquakes, volcanoes, and tsunamis sure can cause a lot of change in a short time.
That's true. They're all part of the living land around us, and living things change all the time, right?
Luckily, Absol warned us of the change that we had today. Now let's get going. Thanks, Siara.
Thanks, Siara. Hey, what's that shaking?
I don't feel anything.
I hadn't realized until just now that it's just the earthquake in my heart.
Thanks, I think. I've got to run. Bye.
Real smooth.
Yeah, I thought so. Let's go.
Try again. Which event causes a lot of shaking? Try again. Which event causes a lot of shaking? Here's a hint. Which event is made up of giant waves? Try again. Which of these events produces a hot, fiery liquid that you can see? Try again. Which of these events involves water? Here's a hint. Which event doesn't involve plates of land pushing against each other? Try again. Which event begins with melted rock? Try again. Which event involves water? Try again. Try again. Not that one. Try again. Oops, try again. Try again. Not quite. Try again. Almost there. Try again. Try again. Try again.
Look at these steps that happen before, during, and after an earthquake. Click and drag each step into place.